Hi, I'm Dr. Othray. I thought it'd be a little interesting for viewers to kind of have a quick insight into how I look at rhinoplasty cases. So I have kind of put together this video in order to give viewers out there, potential patients, and just anybody who has an interest of how I end up looking at patients and examining them from a preoperative analysis standpoint. So this lovely young lady shows up to my office and says, I have always been thinking of a rhinoplasty. She says, I've been thinking about a rhinoplasty for more than 10 or 15 years. Ever since I finished puberty, my nose reached its final position, I've been considering getting a rhinoplasty. So this is kind of how I see her in terms of what to do in my analysis. So the first thing I did is, in my head, I draw a magical vertical line down the face. This is my rough gestalt into, is the face symmetric, is the nose symmetric, and how much deviation that the nose has. The other thing that I like to do is have the patient look up for me and take a look at the view of the nose from the bird's eye view. Here you can clearly see that the patient's septum is bowed out into the patient's right nair. The next thing I like to see is the profile view. The profile view gives an overall shape of the nose, whether there's a dorsal hump, where the takeoff of the nose is, whether there's a supratip break. You can also look at the projection and the rotation of the nose. As I was examining her, a key critical point of the examination is to take a look at the craniometrics of the patient. Craniometrics means where the facial plane is. In her, I felt that her chin was just a little bit recessed, giving the bottom portion of her face felt a little needed something. She was a little too top heavy. So the surgical game plan on this patient was to do a rhinoplasty, take down the dorsal hump, give her a little bit more of a feminine profile, and add a small chin implant just for balance. So here is her pre and post-operative view, approximately 4 weeks after surgery. You can see her post-operative view is straight, but she was pretty straight to start with. The main thing that I see is that the tip definition has definitely improved in her post-operative view. That little nubbin that we used to also see as the septum was deviated into the right side is now gone. Profile view says everything. She has a nice, beautiful feminine profile. And you can see that the chin augmentation is very subtle, just adds a little bit of balance to the bottom third of the face without becoming overbearing or giving her a Jay Leno chin. So as I've said on multiple different videos, the analysis and execution of a surgical plan is probably the most important things in achieving consistent, natural results. Thank you so very much. I have my lovely patient here who's about a month after surgery. So you can see her photograph right here. This is her before. She had a large dorsal hump. She was also very underprojected in her chin. So we actually did on her a reduction rhinoplasty. You can see the beautiful profile here. And we did a small chin augmentation to add some balance to her face. Feels better. And she speaks Spanish, so therefore I am going to change into Spanish, and she's going to tell you a little bit of her story in Spanish. So, es mi paciente aquí, ella es más o menos un mes postoperatorio después de una rinoplastía y también una aumentación de mentón. ¿Cómo es el proceso? ¿Se duele mucho o tú hinchando mucho después de la cirugía? ¿Pero se duele mucho o cómo es la experiencia?
Dolor regular. hinchado a los 3 días, un poco más, pero siento que fue lo normal.
¿Sí?
Sí.
¿Cómo se pensar tu resultado? O tú estás contenta, pero ¿por cuántos días o meses o años tú tienes una idea que yo quiero este o otro y tú estás contenta con el resultado?
Sí, estoy muy feliz. Hace muchísimos años que yo quería siempre hacer mis rinoplastías.
5 años, 10 años, ¿cuántos años?
Más o menos unos 20 años.
20 años, ok.
Sí, unos 20 años y pues estoy súper feliz. Gracias a Dios, a usted.
Oh, gracias, gracias.
Y a mi esfuerzo lo pude lograr y pues a disfrutar mi nuevo perfil.
Yo estoy muy contenta con tu resultado. Okay,
Gracias.
so muy amable. Thank you, everyone. So this is very common for us. So what she was saying, she's been thinking about this for 20 years. So rhinoplasty is one of these surgeries that patients frequently think about this for years and years and years before actually going through with it because of fears and all sorts of different things. Que yo explicando es muchas pacientes que tienen rhinoplastia pensando de la cirugía por más de 10 años, 20 años, porque no es una cirugía que una mañana pensando, oh, yo quiero un rinoplastia y hacer.
Sí.
Este paciente es pensando de por mucho tiempo.
Sí.
So, tú estás el grupo de normal, okay? So, gracias por todos. Thank you for listening, and we will bring you more amazing patients. I really hope that you loved that last video. It takes a lot of time and energy to put these videos together, but it's my passion. I love to teach about the things that I love, including rhinoplasty and facial rejuvenation. If you like the content that we're putting out there, please hit the subscribe button on the screen. Also, if you have any comments or you have suggestions for future upcoming videos, please leave them in the comments down below and we'll try to get to them as soon as possible. Thanks again so much for watching.